Hello.
Wait a minute. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can. Good evening.
Good evening. How is everyone?
How are you? I am wonderful.
Doing great. Glad you're feeling better.
Yes, ma'am. I am feeling better. I'm a little still under the weather, but I ain't like I was yesterday and
Oh,
day
that's a
before.
blessing.
Thank God.
That is a blessing.
Good evening, Bum Squad. Good evening, Bush Watchers. Good evening, Peach Patch. Good evening, haters. I hope everybody had a very, very, very blessed day today. I hope you set out and accomplished everything that you needed to today. And if you did not, don't give up, don't give in, just get it done another time. But just make sure you get it done. I hope everybody's doing fine. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Of course, none other than the fasting gal herself, Sharon Peterson. None other than Mrs. Taylor in the chat. Mrs. Haya, hey boo. Miss Tisha tells it all. Thank you, Miss Tisha. I am very much feeling better. I am what shaking back, shaking back. I am very much feeling better on tonight. So again, I hope everybody had a magnificent day. And I hope as we go off into Friday, because baby, it's Friday. Tomorrow is Friday, baby, and we going off into what? It is what, baby? It is payday, baby. I hope y'all shake, rattle, and roll. But hold on, get them bills paid first. Go ahead and set that money for next month bill to the side, because you know next month coming real fast now, baby. What fast tail is? Child, they go fast tail. Fast tail, Linda Alpha. What Brim at? Cause I ain't seen him. He got an attitude with me. Tell that nigga to check something since he mad. All right, we got the one and only Mac Arthur. She is making her list and she's checking it twice, baby. Mac Arthur want to know who is naughty and are nice, baby. Miss Mac Arthur is coming to town. Hey, Miss Mac Arthur, welcome, welcome. Now, Mrs. Sanders, how was your day?
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. And I hope
Yes,
yours was
ma'am.
wonderful as well. Mine was
It
great.
was not Miss Sanders. I had
Oh,
hell. My baby had a autism breakdown. Hold on, somebody pulling into my house. Oh no, they pulling out the driveway. Y'all know I can see everything on my camera shot. They pulling out. Oh, they must be finna. They must pull up at the right wrong house. Okay. Hey, Ralph Angel. But now back to you, Miss Sanders. No, my baby had an autism breakdown at school.
oh my
They ended up waking him up. I had came to the school to take him shopping for the book fair,
Okay.
and they woke him up and out of his sleep, and he went ballistic. So
Oh
it
my
ended
goodness.
really, really bad. I had to go back to the school and get him. After I had left, because he would not stop crying, he wouldn't stop throwing a fit. So yeah, it didn't end very well for me at all. But however, he came home, and it's been pretty good.
That's
Hey,
good.
Kylie. So yeah, that's how my day was today. However, I was still able to accomplish some things and get some things done in spite of the situation.
Oh
With
yeah.
autism, you never know how they're gonna act, but over here with autism, it's okay to have autism. As a mother, I'm learning myself with autism, but we discipline autism over here. You don't get
Yeah.
to just do what you want to do and go crazy,
Exactly.
like this just gonna be it. Because the truth be told, the world does not understand autism. So you still have to teach them, you still have to discipline them, you still have to set boundaries when it comes to children, with autism. If not, they'll be running around places and doing all type of stuff, and you cannot fight the world because your child has autism. You're gonna have to teach them some discipline and some boundaries. So yeah,
Exactly.
there's that.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Hmm. I'm just reading the chat. All right, Kylie girl. So, Miss Sanders, what you got on your mind up here today, baby? What you want to talk about
Yes.
tonight?
Yes.
And
And hi everybody from Birmingham, Alabama.
we got the Bama in the house
Oh
tonight. We
yes,
gonna start this shit.
Alabama.
All right. Go
Hey,
ahead, Miss
hey.
Sanders.
But I really wanted to come on and really talk about the subject that you were discussing today. I kind of miss, and I try to catch you every time you come on, but I was doing something, so I missed it about the situation with the domestic violence
Yes, ma'am.
situation about the lady getting killed by her husband. And I
Yes,
really
ma'am.
wanted to come on because a lot of people need to bring awareness to
Right.
domestic violence because it is honestly a serious thing. Um,
Right.
I went through the same thing with my husband, and just thank God that me and my kids made it out.
Yes,
Whereas
ma'am.
a lot of people are not able to make it out. A lot of people don't have help or anything, but you know, being young, naive, dumb, whatever you call it, and to sway off of that situation for a minute, I was Peach McIntyre.
Oh wow.
I was Peach McIntyre trying to do everything. And we were dating then. I don't think that we were married, but I was doing everything that I could do to keep this person. And, going to work, he not working, providing, just doing everything to keep him satisfied, to keep him at home where he won't go out and cheat. But in reality, nothing that you do is going to stop him from going out there doing what he wants to do, if that's what he wants to do. So I was Peach McIntyre. Um, but I can just remember it started off with the arguing, the fussing back and forward to the pushing. You never put your hands on me, but the pushing, the arguing, the pushing. Then it gradually escalated to now you want to hit on me, and everybody, family, people, and all, when money is involved, 'cause he was out there doing his thing, but when money is involved, and people know that somebody can grease your hand with money, oh, you shouldn't treat him like that. Oh, you should go back. Oh, take him back. Those your kids' father. And how you gonna raise your kids by yourself, and that's their dad. You should be there with them. So, that gets the plan like a song in your mind that you think, well, maybe I should go back. And when I did, the situation never got easier. It always got worse every time. And I'm looking at the fact that, well, this is my kid's father. I don't want to get out here and try to start over. What if another man won't accept my kids or something like that? But um, sometimes us as parents, we have to remove ourselves. If it's not for you, you have to do it for your kids. And that's what
Right.
I did. And when I got the strength to, like, this man had been gone the whole day. Just to give you this, he had been gone the whole day out with his friends. This was a payday. He was gone all day. So the kids hadn't eaten. He had the car, so I didn't have a way to go get them anything. So he came home about 10:30 and say, have your kids eaten anything today? I said, no. Well, how was they going to get something? So he say, well, y'all come on and I'll take you to get them something to eat. So we ended up going to the McDonald's. And you know how it was a little young, maybe 17-year-old guy. I'm driving um, in the drive-through window. And you know how when people hand you your food, you say, well, thank you, have a good night. This triggered this man. B, I knew this was the man you was messing around with. I knew this was the man you messing around with. This kid is 17 years old. This is a child. So I said, well, you just can go ahead and take me and the kids home and just, let it be that. Just take us home. No, B, I'm going to show you tonight. So he took the food and he throwed it out the window. So I'm thinking, you're finna take us home. This guy drove me and my kids all the way to Mississippi to a cemetery and made my kids line up
Wow.
outside of the car. He put bullets in his gun. He put it up to my head and started clicking in front of my kids.
Oh my God.
And so my kids were screaming. I'm screaming, don't do this, in front of my children. He's still clicking no B. And he telling my kids, I'm finna kill this B. I'm finna kill, cause she playing with me. I'm finna kill this B. And all while he was clicking, I was praying, Lord, if you let me get out of this situation, I promise you I will not go back. And I didn't. And it's been over 20 something years now. So when I hear people talk about domestic violence, it really touches me because I went through the same thing. But by the grace of God, I was able to make it out of that situation where a lot of people are not able to make it out. And that's why I really wanted to come on and just thank you for even touching on that subject.
Yes, ma'am. No problem. And thank you for coming up, sharing your story. Now, Miss Sanders, I would like to ask you, after that situation, what was the ride back in the car like? And when
Okay,
you finally got home, with your children, how did you escape?
so the ride back was we stopped at he stopped at a some kind of convenience store, and this is so amazing how people will do. We stopped at this convenience store because I think he needed to get gas, and so I asked. It was a lady and a guy sitting next to us at a gas pump. I said, "Excuse me." When he went in the store, I said, "Excuse me. I don't know where I am." I said, "But if you could please call the police because this guy took us from where I live and brought us down here. I don't know where I am. And could you call the police because I'm afraid and I got kids in the car." So by this time, he walking out of the store. And so the guy said, "Hey, man, she just asked me to call the police. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not finna get into y'all business." So
Wow.
he pumps the gas, and luckily he took me back home. He was doing fidgeting with something, so I was able to grab the kids real quick, get in the house, and lock the door and call the police. He was arrested that night. Um, so I had to get a restraining order and everything. He was kicking my door in, like still bothering me even after I got the restraining order. And so I had to go back to court to get them to enforce this. This guy's kicking my door in, showing up at my job and everything. What can I do to protect me and my kids? So um, and I think I heard you was talking about the uh, court situation or something like that. Once he saw
Yes,
that
ma'am.
I was serious about leaving him alone and not going back, then he wanted to attack me as a mother.
Right.
We he had some court papers sent, trying to take my kids, saying that I was on drugs and I was out leaving the kids at home by themselves. I'm on drugs. I have all kind of people around the kids. So when we went to family court, I had to do um, drug screenings. Everything was negative. I had to take domestic violence classes. I finished that. And he was saying, well, she leaves the kids at home by themselves and everything. So um, at first, it was hard. It was hard going back and forth to court trying to fight for your kids. And so um, I eventually won my case. I
Yes,
won my
ma'am.
case. And so when he saw that I wasn't backing down, I wasn't going back like I said I wasn't, and he eventually left me alone. and got
Right.
with another girl and killed this girl.
Oh my God.
Yes, ma'am. He eventually
Oh
got
my
with
God.
another girl and ended up killing this girl.
Oh my God. Well,
Yes,
you know what, Miss Sanders, I thank God for saving your life for you and your kids. And I thank God that you listen and God did not have to turn you over to a deprived mind. Because if you God had to turn you over to the deprived mind, you do realize that they probably would have been you
yes,
and your children, but you got
yes,
out. And I
yes,
am, oh my God,
yes,
thankful that God
yes.
saved your life and you're even on this panel tonight to give your, this isn't a story, this is a testimony
Oh
of
yes,
how God brought you out
oh yes,
of a situation that the devil had set up to take the life of you and your children.
oh
But you're
yes,
on this panel tonight, and I am forever grateful that you graced us with
oh
your
yes, ma'am.
testimony, because I know that there are women who are probably in the bushes or perhaps in the chat who are going through domestic violence. And
Oh
this I
yes,
want to
ma'am.
say, ladies, stop putting on a front for social media.
Oh
Stop
yes,
putting on the front for people in your life, and behind closed doors, you are living in terror. You are living in hell, wanting people to think it's this and wanting people to think it's that, but you're unhappy. You're broken. You're beaten. You're tired. Excuse me, y'all. You're tired. Stop putting on the front. The only way you can heal is if you go ahead and accept the fact that you are hurting. You got to admit that you're hurting. You got to admit that this situation is no good for me. It is not okay for a woman to be hitting a man, and it is not okay for a man to be beating, pistol whooping, tormenting a woman nor her children. You got to stop being selfish and think about the kid. It is not just about you. And it's you. Do you really think that a man whoops you and beats you because he love you and he don't
no,
want to leave you so bad? If he love you, a real man that loves you is never gonna do anything to compromise you or hurt you. He's gonna
exactly,
protect you. He's gonna provide for you if he really loves you. He's not gonna hit you all upside your head. He ain't gonna be out there fighting your mama. He ain't gonna be out there threatening the children. Not if he really love you. That's not love. Stop equating struggle love to real love. Struggle love and infatuation is not love. And we got that so mixed up in this generation. That is not love. Oh, good. He clowning like that. You got a homegirl over there. See, this the homegirl that I'm not. I see him clowning. I know what he's doing to you behind closed doors. And then you got your other homegirl who's sitting over there across the table from us telling you, girl, you know that man love you. You know he gonna act a fool. You already knew he was gonna act like this. And I'm sitting there looking at both of y'all like, bitch, he don't love you. He don't give a damn about you. He wants control. This nigga
exactly.
got mommy issues for real.
That's
But
it.
then I'm the bad guy because guess what? I'm not gonna put sugars and cream on top of ice cream, love. I'm gonna tell you how that shit really go. Why? Because I care. And I know that at any minute this man can flip and take your life. But you know, being real in this day and time, and especially in this generation, it's not popular. People don't like real. They don't like when you tell it how it go. Even with myself, you know what I'm saying? They don't like when you tell it how it go. You know, if you're not faking fictitious and telling motherfuckers what they want to hear, then you're wrong. You
Exactly.
know, you a hater. You know, you all these, you everything but the truth. You know.
Mm-mm-mm.
Let me start out by saying hello to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna stroll up right quick. Y'all know I hate to lose. Okay, I spoke to the last person I think I spoke to. Okay, hello, good afternoon, Miss Miles. I spoke to Miss MacArthur, Kylie, Ralph Angel, Ja Whitaker, what's up? La Monica. We have Wanda Griffin in the house. We have Miss Hyatt in the house, mom of two. We also have who else? Let me see. I'm just trying to catch up with Foxy Roxy in the building, and none other than the content creator herself, baby. Oh, down there at Tampa, Florida, baby. Miss Auntie Loretta Brown, baby, in the building. Shout out to Auntie Loretta Brown. Shout out to Tisha Tells It All. Shout out to everybody in the business. If I missed anybody, I apologize. We want to thank Miss Sanders for this testimony. If anybody else wants to come up, I'm going to drop the link and give a testimony on how you escape domestic violence. If you're currently in a domestic violence situation, you are welcome here. We can talk about it. I can only offer you the best advice that I can. If I can help you in any type of way, we will. Um, Trying to another thing, y'all trying to stay in a relationship because you don't want your kids to be without a daddy because you was without a daddy. That's not a good enough excuse either. That's not a good enough excuse either. I know everybody moves at their own pace in their own time when it comes to getting out of situations like this. But like I said, don't be selfish. Think about your children. Whether you have a child, children, multiple, single, wherever, just think about the child. Would you like for a man to take you out of here so somebody else can be raising your children? Nobody's going to ever treat your children the way that you do. Hey, Miss Pearson, nobody's ever going to treat your children the way that you do. And you won't be here to defend your children, take up for your children, and make sure that your children have everything that they need. Why? Because you chose to stay in a situation that you really could have got out of. You really could have. You got to put all this, I'm weak, I'm so tired down, and you got to pick up some strength somewhere. Go get on your knees and ask God to give you the strength that you need because He will. If you feel like you don't have help, all you got to do is pray. God got people in positions to help you, but you got to want to be helped.
Oh,
You got to get out of that I'm so needy, I'm so tired mindset, and you got to go get in a position on your knees and ask God, look, I know you can bring me out. I know you're able to do exceedingly abundantly above all I can ever ask, think, or imagine. God, please put the people in place so that me and my children can get out of this situation. Again, if you do the footwork, God will set up the plan. Stop making excuses and just get it done.
yeah.
Get it done. If it's you, start now. Start right now. Start right now. Just get it done. Start your exit plan. And if you pray, God will develop your plan for you and just follow through. Just follow through. We have a real life testimony on here. You are a survivor.
Oh,
A
yes,
real
ma'am.
life survivor. Now, with this being said, let me ask you about this. When you were in court with your children's father, and
Uh-huh.
did you bring up in the court proceedings how he was extremely violent, how he tried to torture you and your kids with a gun, and if so, how did the judge take that?
I did.
Hey,
So
T-Bone.
when that happened, this is how, like, I just didn't understand this. Like I said, I was young, didn't really know too much about family court because I had never been there, never gone through this. So she, Judge Sandra Storm, that was at family court. It's been so long ago. But when I showed the police report of what had happened, she say, well, is he still in the household? At this time, he had an attorney. I didn't have an attorney. So the lawyer for him said, well, yes, Judge, they're still together, which we weren't. They're still together and he's still in the household. I said, he's not in my household. So, of course, when you don't have an attorney and he had an attorney, the judge was listening to the attorney. So she say, well, um, is there, and Miss Sanders, is there anybody that can take your kids? I said, what do you mean, take my kids? If you can't have nobody here within the next 45 minutes, I'm going to put your children in foster care. Um, so I'm sitting here in disbelief, like, what is going on here? I'm telling you
Right.
guys that this guy is not in my house. I'm just, so I called my mom, and my mom flew there, and she awarded temporary custody of my kids to my mom. And I had to complete all of this stuff just because what this man said, because he had an attorney and I didn't have an attorney. But
Ooh.
So it was just a whole lot. It was a whole lot. But I did everything, and DHR got involved. Um and DHR was coming out, and a lot of people think that DHR is there to help you. In some instances, DHR do help, but in some they don't. They hurt more than they help. And in my case,
Right,
DHR hurt more than it helped, because they
right,
asked me, Miss Sanders, what is your plan for you if you get custody back of your kids? What is your plan? I said, I want to continue working to provide and make sure my kids have a good life. Well, when we went back in front of the judge, the lady told the judge, when I asked Miss Sanders what was her plan, she told me that her plan was to be back with her husband and to raise her kids. And I'm looking like, ma'am, I didn't tell you that. So there go some more months without my kids, having custody back of my kids. But I had to do the drug testing. I had to do domestic violence classes, and I had to do something else. But I completed all of these things. They had to come out and do a weekly check of my house to make sure, you don't have any drugs or anything there. I completed the weekly home visits and everything. And by the grace of God, when we went back to court, I was awarded custody back of all three of my kids.
right. Amen. Praise God. That was tough. See, I ain't gonna lie. What would have got me is when they would have took my children. Let me tell
Yeah.
you something. It's not a woman under the sound of my voice who does not realize that anything you have carried and pushed out of your body, you are absolutely positively no good. I don't care what kind of attitude you have, what you tell yourself, unless you got a mental disability. How can you thrive without your children? I absolutely cannot see it. I absolutely cannot get it done. There's nothing, everything in me is designed and dedicated to being a mother. I cannot turn my back. Even my 22-year-old, we're currently at odds, but I still love my child. I raised
Yeah.
her. I
Yes.
still love my child, even though she ain't acting like I raised her. Guess what? I still love my child. When she's in danger, because I'm the empath, I walk the floor still praying and clapping and praising God in the middle of the night while everybody is asleep. I still love my child. I absolutely do not see how a mother cannot fight for her children. And this means in the court, this means in life itself. You have to fight for your children. I see Auntie Loretta Brown. Hold on, I got a guest coming up. No, it's not. Okay. I see Auntie Loretta Brown over there all the time, even talking about her son and the issues that they have. But guess what? Miss Loretta still love that boy. No matter what he do, no matter how he go on his what you say, Miss Loretta, he go off on his tangents and go off for a little while. Guess what? You still love those children. Your body made that. Your soul
Hmm.
created that. That will always be a part of you, no matter what. And Miss Sanders, I am so happy, glad. Hey, Miss Thomas, I am so happy, glad that you was able to stand the test of time and you kept fighting for your children. That alone just brings joy to my heart.
Oh
That no
yes.
matter what, even though you knew you hadn't done anything wrong besides maybe stand just a little bit too long, but you realized again that you had to go so
Oh
that you
yeah.
and your children could live, right? So I'm
Yes.
so happy, glad that you got it and you got it done. Now, with all of that being said, I think I've asked the necessary questions. What is life like now? How long had you guys been done and separated when he killed this other girl? And what was that like for
Um,
you to find out that he had actually murdered off? I'm sorry, I forget I'm on this YouTube. What was it like for you to find out that he had actually offed another woman after you were done with him?
well, we had been divorced because after this. while I was in the process, while we were going through the court situation, I was in the process of divorcing. So we were divorced, and he got with this girl. She actually had a baby for him and everything. And so I think I knew who she was. And I think we had saw each other in passing in the grocery store. And she stopped me and she said, Tanika, let me ask you something. She said, I'm not trying to come to you on no miss type situation. I just want to ask you, how did you get out? I said, girl, I had to fight my way out of there because sometimes I didn't think I was going to make it out. I said, but I did, and I never looked back. And I said, from me to you, you need to get out because it's not going to get better. It only gets worse. You need to get out. And she say, every time I try, he cuts up and he want to fight. He want to argue. I said, baby, I'll wait till he go to work and I will pack all my stuff and be gone. And I just hate that the girl never had an opportunity to get out before he killed her and left her body in an abandoned house.
So let me get this straight, Miss Sanders. So you did have a conversation with the young lady that your ex-husband
Yes,
um
yes.
uh offed. You did have a conversation with her
Yes,
before he
because
actually offed her and
before he,
told her to get out.
yes, yes, I did. We saw each other. I knew who she was. She knew who I was. Because when you go, this was a girl that while we were together, he was messing around with this girl. So I knew exactly who she was. And so we
Right.
saw we saw each other in passing in a grocery store. And she came
Right.
on the aisle where I was and asked me, well, I'm not coming to you on no miss. She said, but I just want to know, how did you get out? And looking and the look in her eyes just let me knew that this girl was serious, that she wanted to get out, but she just didn't know how.
Right.
So, and I told her, I said, girl, if you can't leave, like, walking out the door, wait till he go to work. Get all your stuff and your baby stuff and go.
So after you met her in the grocery store, how soon after that did you discover and how did you get the news that he had offed her?
Well, after I say it was about 2 months later, and a friend of mine, a good friend of mine that knew my situation and actually knew the girl as well,
Uh-huh.
called me and told me. She said, Tanika, sit down, girl. And I said, what's going on? She said, do you know that Kiki is dead? I said, what? Yes, he killed that girl and left her body in an abandoned house. And it just had me tore up on the inside, not only for that girl and her baby, but I was just all everything that he did to me just started coming back to me and say, Lord, that could have been me. That could have been me. And I
Right.
just hate it.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So now let me ask you this. Um, After that, what kind of jail time did he face? Is he currently going to trial? Has he been to trial? What is life looking like as far as the time that they gave him for the
I
act that
really, I
he
really,
committed?
I really don't know how much time, because I think this is still ongoing.
Going,
So
yes,
I
ma'am.
really don't know how much time or anything that he's facing, but I know that it's still ongoing.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know, how long it's gonna be before he's sentenced or anything like that, but I know that it's ongoing.
Well, let me ask you this: has he reached out to you or your children since he has off this
Well,
one?
he has been reaching out to my younger son. He's been calling my younger son, but my daughter and my older son, they won't have anything to, they won't talk or anything. He's calling my young, trying to get in contact with my younger son. And so I asked, what is he calling you for? Just saying, he called and want to apologize. I want to tell uh, y'all kids that I'm sorry. If you talk to your mom, tell your mom that I'm sorry. But it's too late for sorry.
Right. Got that right. It's way too late for sorry, buddy.
Yes, it is.
Way too late for I'm sorry. Wow, I am literally blown away. However, I am happy, glad that God delivered you and your children and brought y'all out of that fire. Boy, am I glad.
Oh,
This could have been going another type of way,
oh
and
yeah.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad. After that tumultuous situation, did that wisen you up to the type of man that you wanted to date, that you chose to have in your life? What effect did it have on your kids long term as of today?
Well, as when all of that happened, and I'm gonna be completely honest, when all of that happened, I was afraid to date. I
As
was
you should.
I was actually afraid to date anybody. I was afraid to have anybody around my kids. So I put that time into working, um, and just raising my kids. I wouldn't date anybody because I was afraid. I was honestly afraid to have a man around me and my kids because I'm thinking, well, since this man was like this, all men are like this, or all men are gonna do stuff like this.
Right.
So that's why I was afraid. Now, as my kids were getting older and, graduated high school and stuff, they be saying, Mom, you need to get out and meet somebody. You'll never meet nobody sitting in the house. But sometimes sitting in the house is the best thing for me. I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid.
Wow. Oh, so even the kids are guarded as well.
Yes, yes.
Wow, thank you, Cole. I appreciate you. I have blocked that troll who was in the chat talking about trying to make it like it was all about the kids. See, that's what you call the unnecessary, whoever that Wiley was, that's what you call an unnecessary distraction. You understand what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Trying to take the focus on something that it's not even about at the current moment. Right, that's an unnecessary distraction. Good night. Watch from the sky. Moving right along. Moving right along. I swear they don't like it until I'm clowning, right? They do not like it until I'm clowning. Okay, now let's read some of the comments in the chat. Let's see if anybody had any questions for you, Mrs. Sanders. Um, Again, if there's anybody who wants to come up, I'm sorry if I didn't speak to everybody coming in the chat. You guys, we have been blessed with a domestic violence testimony, and she's on the other side of this testimony. And this was a very, very powerful testimony, not just even about domestic violence, just about going through life trials, tribulations in general. Because show as you live, you will go through. I often and always say that you're either in a storm, just coming out of a storm, or on your way back in another storm, right? Um, Peace is something sometimes far in between. But what I do know that is that even in the midst of these storms, guess what? God will give you peace. We know that God will what? He will lift up a standard. And tonight I just felt like taking the bump squad in a another direction. After I saw that this morning, I just needed to come and speak a word, and God sent somebody to come on the platform and to speak a word into the ladies and the gentlemen on tonight, because you don't know who's watching from the bushes. Men, keep your hands to yourselves. Ladies, keep your hands to yourself. Money is not love. Sex is not love. Okay? Not love. If someone loves you, they're never going to put you in a position to hurt you. They don't want to scare you into submission, because if it's real love, it's genuine, you're going to submit naturally. It's not going to take all of it. They do not want to control you. So, with that being said, again, Miss Sanders, do you have anything else that you would like to add to your testimony? Did I not ask enough questions? Is there
No,
anything else
I
you would like
mean,
to share with us?
I just really thank you for bringing that subject out to the forefront. Because I really
Yes, ma'am.
don't talk about it a lot, but when I saw that you talking about it today, I said, you know what? I need to tell my story, and maybe it'll
Yes,
help
ma'am.
somebody. It will help
Yes,
somebody.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It was a blessing to me as well. Now, let me tell my domestic violence story. I ain't never been in one. I've
Okay.
never been in one. I'm so crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all know I spray my own tea. I'm so crazy until they already know. Y'all, I'm serious, y'all. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm serious. Y'all, I'm so crazy. A nigga know not to even come playing with me like that. Yes, I take that back. I was in one situation with a dude. Y'all finna talk about me like a dog. But I'ma spray my own tea. Y'all know I don't mind. Y'all finna holler. You know, we finna lay. Ooh, hold on, let me blow my nose. Hold on. All right, y'all. Let me tell y'all about my domestic violence situation. I had to actually think about it when I say I hadn't been in one. So I started dating this guy. This guy chased me for years. We met via Facebook, but we in the same city and state, right? So we met via for years. He had been in my inbox, and I don't know. I guess I was bored, and I just felt like replying to some of my inboxes. So I finally met up with him, and um, we started kicking it, chilling, dating, going out, etc. And I noticed he was very, very controlling. For instance, I was like, okay, my son wasn't too comfortable around him, so instantly I had already said, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. My son pays him no attention. He doesn't want anything to do with him, so I'm instantly already like, okay, of course he's never been alone with my son, never been able to be alone with my son, because we don't even fucking play like that for real. I just pick up on my son's vibe, and I go from what I how I see my son acts. He's nonverbal, but he's verbal. He can speak to me through his actions. So after I made up my mind, okay, I'm not doing this with this guy because my son isn't even comfortable around him, and he's giving me vibes of being very controlling. So I told him, I was like, okay, well, I'm finna get out of this right quick. So I was like, okay, well, you gonna go where you going, which is maybe say 7 blocks from where I live, which is a good little walk, right? So he went to his sister's house to hang out over there, with the fellas and etc. over there. Like I said, to his sister's house. So I didn't answer the phone. I was like, okay, I'm good. I didn't got rid of him. I'm done. It's good, right? I'm not gonna answer the phone. So he called like 3 times. I'm like, why is he calling me? He just not too long left, maybe 30 minutes to an hour ago. Here goes the controlling part, right? So I just been saying, don't drop down yet, Miss Sanders. So
Oh,
again, I don't answer the phone. So about 30 minutes after that, I hear a knock on the door. And guess who is knocking on the door? Him. So I was like, look, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not comfortable. I feel like we should just be cool. We should just be friends. So he talked a little shit and he went on by his business. So I guess he thought maybe I was gonna change my mind. So I did not change my mind. He called and called. all night long, this and that and that and this. So about a good 3 days passed, and he one night he shows up. He is completely intoxicated. God knows what else he was on, and he knocked on the door and he called me all kind of B's and H's and this and that. So at this point I done got irate because for one, why are you here? For two, I asked you to leave me alone peacefully and then go on about your business. So he outside doing all that talking. So I didn't flip. I done came in here and put two knives under my breast, and he studied just talking, and we studied outside just arguing. I remember this like yesterday. I had just laid my son down in the bed from putting him to sleep. And I'm like, look, lower your tone on my porch. My baby is in there sleep. I just put my baby to sleep. And he messed around and said, F your son. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the cuckoo motherfucking craziest Aquarius that you ever want to motherfucking see in your life. This is not fictitious. And this is not made up. When that motherfucker hollered, fuck your son, them same knives I had in my titties went to stabbing him everywhere. We started fighting first. So we're going head up. So he bear hugs me, wrestles me to the ground, and by this time I done took my hand and maneuver my way under my titty, and I'm stabbing him while he's on top of me. So he starts screaming and hollering, and as he's getting ready to get up, my sister comes out the door and she starts stabbing him. We jugging his motherfucking ass left and right. So to
Well,
make a long story short, he ended up running off screaming and hollering. The police captured him about not even a block, say about 5 houses away from me. They had him in the middle of the street, buck naked, bleeding from every motherfucking hole on his body. Then the police, of course, they came to me and was like, well, they had him in the cop car. No, the ambulance. Look, wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. They had him, y'all. This true story, Auntie Loretta. I cannot make this shit up. I'm having flashbacks as I'm talking about it, y'all, because I tried to put this shit out of my mind, but I want to be transparent and honest, right? So they have him in the ambulance, and he in the ambulance hollering, leave. Now, this the one part I had respect for him for. He was like, you, of course they were going to try to take me to jail, right? Because, I stabbed him. Even if it was in self-defense, the Louisiana police, they something else. So and he was hollering, leave her the fuck alone. I said, leave her the fuck alone. Yeah, he was that type. He climbed all in front of the police and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, nope, I ain't pressing no motherfucking charge. I said, leave her the fuck alone. Get y'all motherfucking cars from in front of the house. Oh no, come on, take me to the hospital. Let me tell you, y'all would have thought it would have ended there. It sure in the fuck didn't. It did not end there. They carried him to the hospital. They stitched him up. He got right back on Facebook, started showing everybody his stitches, all that fat ass bitch. You see what she did? She cut me up. She did this. She did that. That bitch, I tell you, she something else. Da 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 this, da 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 that. So I get a knock on the door. At this point, I'm petrified. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I can't believe this just happened. My son is asleep. He ain't heard none of this. Don't know what's going on. So I get another knock on the door as I'm finally trying to fall off to sleep. And guess who it was, y'all? The police again.
oh
I'm
my
not
God.
fucking playing. I'm not making this up. The police motherfucking scared. And they telling me, ma'am, make sure all your doors locked. I see you got your kitchen window open. Lock that kitchen window down. I told y'all now he was over there to his sister house by 7 blocks from my house. He went over there and knocked all the fucking windows out of her house. They done had this the same night I cut him, y'all. This the same night. When I tell you this motherfucker went crazy. So when I seen the police come to my house, talking about make sure you let your kitchen window down because he on the rampage and this and that, I said to myself, I knew then, I was like, Lord, Master, Father, my God, tonight, if you get me out of this, I promise you, I won't never, ever mess with this man again. The fucking police scared.
Mm,
I
mm,
said
mm.
the police scared. How they scared? Tasers, guns, billy clubs. How is y'all scared? I prayed. And yes, he came back. He came back several times, y'all. He did. And I just kept praying. Every time he would knock on the door, I would just pray, 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 pray. For a while, I couldn't even sleep. I would hear somebody knocking on my doors and my windows for a long time, even when it was nobody there. It's called torment. I have been tormented, right? And the fact that I had to stab this man and he never wanted to come back and fight. He wanted to still love me. He wanted to still be with me. And I just could not do it. And I'm glad that I didn't do it because I realized that that night could have went any other type of way. What if he had got the knife and fucking stabbed me to death? I had two of them, remember? What if he had got hold of one and fucking stabbed me to death? And I have a little son in here who sleep, don't even know what's going on. So that broke me up and that made me change the type of man that I even want to entertain at this point, right? So that's the only domestic violence situation I've ever been in. Everybody else, because this motherfucker was psycho. Everybody else pretty much I already knew. I don't like men like that. I don't like men who have a history of putting their hand on women. Have I dated some men I heard did it? Yeah, but they didn't do it to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much my experience, which was a torturing experience. And I realized you gotta make better choices and decisions, sis, by who you start dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because baby, oh boy, he was not wrapped too tight at all. When the police scatter you, yeah. It's a problem. It's an issue. You laughing, Miss Sounders good. That ain't funny. That boy tortured me. He came to my house for at least a month after I stabbed him up. Okay, for at
Oh
least a
my
month. Y'all
goodness.
beating on my windows, beating on my doors. Everybody, tell what you did to him. What you did to him. I ain't did. I'm sure I ain't did nothing else to him than any other woman had already done to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So time passes, it goes on. He gets in trouble for beating another woman and doing all type of crazy shit to her kids, right? So the DA calls me. They actually come to my house and they wanted me to come down and them same because I press charges, right? He didn't press them on me, but I most definitely pressed them on him. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I prayed about it. And I was like, he gonna get what he got coming to him regardless, right? So when I didn't show up in his trial, this is what happens when you deal with a man who is mentally unstable. Y'all, when I didn't show up in his trial, here it is months later. Guess what? I go to the gas station, right? I go
Mm-hmm.
to the gas station and guess who I see?
Oh
Him.
Lord.
Man, I've been trying to call you. You got me blocked. I knew I love you. I mean, I knew you loved me when you didn't show up. Man, I already knew what time it was. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. It was just, y'all, it was a mess. But either way, God saved me that night because like I said, it could have went any type of way. This motherfucker was crazy. He was psycho for real. And it was a great learning experience for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a very much a great learning experience for me. Now I'm very cautious about any man that I date, and this has always been so. But I guess I got caught slipping this time, right? I'm
Yeah.
human, just like any other woman. But I tell you what, it was enough to break me up, baby. It was enough to break me up. I tell you, Miss Loretta, Auntie Loretta, no, ma'am, Miss Brown. No, ma'am, baby. No, ma'am. Big girl won't be doing it no motherfucking more. That's for sure. And I didn't like him. I genuinely did not like him, not even as a person. That's why it was so easy for me. And then when my son seen uneasy around him, I was like, oh yeah, definitely no. But he was not an easy. He was not. It was not easy for him to go. Baby, that brother wanted to hold on to his love, and it wasn't even no love. So I don't even know exactly what he was trying to hold on to. And then it was just y'all. It was a mess. But I survived. I made it through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I kicked ass and took names. And let me tell y'all the funny part. Did all that stuff to him. Do you know when he saw me at the gas station? Let's talk about the incident with him at the gas station. He thought I didn't show up because I loved him and he knew I wasn't gonna do him bad and this and that. He was like, I'm so sorry for fighting you that night. He was like, God really punished me. He was like, a couple of weeks later, I end up in church. And he was like, I went to the front and I got prayer. And he was like, I really cried out to God. He was like, because what I did to you was so heavy on me. He was like, but one thing I can tell your ass, you sure know how to fight. He was like, I had to back hug your ass. You made me back hug your ass. I was like, then this nigga gonna turn around and blame me. Now he done went
Oh,
head up with me trying to whoop my ass, and he gonna turn around and blame me for him getting on top of me trying to beat the hell out of me. But he did tell me that he was trying to turn his life over, and he ended up doing some more shit, getting back in trouble. And if I ain't mistaken, he in jail now. I hope he is, and I hope they keep him there, because no woman should ever have to go through that type of drama, that type of torment and torture. You know what I'm saying? I sure do. I hope they keep his ass there. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
my goodness.
Yes, baby. We gonna call. You know, I have the gold mouth dog, Mister 6'5". Um, I have a couple of names for the men in my life. We gonna call him Psycho. There's a part of me I don't even want to talk about, child. But all right.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
because he was definitely he lived up to the name Psycho. No, for real. He lived up to the name Psycho, baby. And I'm talking about in every sense in the word and every thought of imagination. He showing the fuck did. So that's the only domestic violence situation that I've ever been in. He dreadhead don't start, Miss Peterson. He got an attitude with me now because I left him on red. I don't even care, child. It's been months, literally. I don't care. Anyway, see the original Bond Squad, they already know, baby. It be a lot going on over here. But see, I done calm down. I done pipe down a whole lot. But these men that we're speaking of, these aren't violent men. You know what I'm saying? They ain't beating nobody up. Psycho gonna whoop your ass for real. Anything you got coming with you, baby, he gonna tap into it if he can. So yeah, there's that. With anybody else, I'm gonna drop the link for anybody else who would like to come up and share a testimony. Y'all know I had to put my funny testimony in there because it wasn't funny at the time, y'all. I got so tired of being woke up out my bed with him begging and hitting on my window and my door talking about he's sorry. Y'all don't know how many times I had to call the police after this child, and the police would come out with them big old lights. Look like it's light outside. They got so many lights. You got to damn to put some glasses on because
Oh
he
Lord.
won't leave me alone. They trying to see if he going on the side of my house, if he hiding behind my house. Y'all, it was a mess. But when I told God, once he brung me out of this, I would be extra super because this was my first time going through something like this. You got to understand, I'm not that type of woman. Like I pride myself on not dealing with a certain type of man. And this man here, child, he taught me a valuable lesson, baby. I don't want no parts of it. And nope, I ain't gonna do it. Get somebody else to do it. And matter of fact, I don't even recommend nobody else do it for real. She just take him out of here, leave his ass in jail, let him sit there a good while till he can get his mind right. Get him some medication or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's my DV story, you guys. So yeah, there's it. So Miss Sanders, was there anything else you wanted to add? Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? And again, I have dropped the link in the chat. If you would like to come up and give your story, testimony about domestic violence or anything just dealing with a man that can be helpful to women, because again, behind these screens, we never know what someone is really going through. We don't know who needs the encouragement. We don't know who is shamed. We don't know who is, you know, actually currently going through it and don't want to talk about it right now. Perhaps the person that is um whooping on them is standing there right now and they can't say anything. So I just want to be a light to those who feel like they're in the darkness. And Miss Sanders, you have came, baby, and you have shed the light that the ladies have needed on tonight. And I'm so very thankful for you. For first and foremost, I'm thankful that God saves you and your children more than
Oh
anything,
yeah.
because there was a extremely powerful testimony. And I feel like you should share that. I feel like that you should share that to multitudes of platforms, not just over here, because there are women in all facets of imagination in the world who need to hear your testimony about how God brought you and your children out. Sadly, the other uh, baby mama had to learn the hard way. Rest in
Yeah.
peace to her. Yeah, God bless the dead. I hate that she had to learn the hard way. I wish that there was something some way she could have got out, for her and her children or her child, or whatever. But what I can say is, again, I'm happy, glad, thankful, blessed that God brought you and your children out, and you were able to grace the Bond Squad platform and tell us the magnificent testimony of what God has done for you. And with that being said, I am forever grateful. If there's anything that we can do over here, individually or collectively, to help you, don't neglect to call on us, baby. Because one thing about the Bond Squad, we gonna show up, baby. We gonna show out for real. Um, and again, is there anything else you want to add to it, take away from it? 'Cause baby, Cherry can ask questions all night. I want to know, but yeah. So,
But no,
okay, I got one more question. Y'all know,
okay,
child, Cherry
okay.
want to know. Okay, so what is life like for you as of right now? Is it as it pertains to dating? What is life like? Are you currently dating? Or you just still like, hell no, I don't want to date? Like, what is life like for you right now?
No, I'm not. I'm not dating. I'm not dating right now. I'm afraid because people are crazy. So, people are crazy. Um, and I just I guess I haven't found anybody that I would like to date. Not saying that I don't want to date again, but I just haven't found anybody. So I just spend time, hanging with my kids and being with my grandkids. So that's basically life for me.
Right. After this situation, I know, right? Like, you ain't want to deal with nobody.
No,
You know what I'm
no, no,
saying?
no,
Yeah.
no, no,
I
no.
can imagine it. Because I used to be scared too. And mine wasn't even near as bad as yours. But that just shows you about that torment spirit. Because he used to come to my house, and I would be scared that if I did deal with somebody else, y'all, that if he came to my house and seen them, he was gonna do something to him. I don't think he was gonna hurt me, but he would have hurt that other man for real.
Yes,
Cause see, he was
yes.
about that life. See, when I be telling Peach that she deal with pussy niggas, and I deal with real hitters that'll put something to sleep for real, I be for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, when I tell her about that situation down there to the jerk hut, how a man that I have dealt with or currently dealing with, oh nah, they don't play no shit like that. You'd have never got up in my face like that, baby. It'd have been lights out. Sorry, Miss Jackson. She. Oh no.
Mm, mm, mm.
Miss Auntie said, I know I fear for you. It's not worth the risk, in my opinion. People are out the chain. I swear, Miss Red Roxy. And whenever you ready to get up, here, Miss Foxy Roxy, and give us your testimony, I'll be more than willing in the bomb squad to receive you. But take your time. Ms. High says, I understand that I'm not even interested in dating anymore. My heart can't take another disappointment. And Miss Hyatt, this is exactly where I am in the game. I told y'all last night about the Virgo. I introduced y'all to that heartache, which was one of the biggest heartaches for me because I loved him. I really loved him. And yeah, I definitely I don't want to be hurt again. Right now, I'm just enjoying playing the field. I'm just enjoying doing what I want to do and how I want to do it, right? No strings attached. That way I don't have to, like you said, Miss High, I don't want to get hurt again, right? Yes, Miss Fox and Roxanne, whenever you're ready. Miss Loretta Brown says, Daddy won't save her child. We all know that. She is very much harder than him, though. She very much harder than him, that's for sure. Cause ain't no man I ever dealt with to sit up and let another man jump in my motherfucking face and think it's gonna be all good. For one, I'm a clown anyway. Look at T-Bone. Hey, boo. Yes, sir. Ain't no way. If you let me be with a man and he sit up and let another man climb me and he think he gonna just sit there, child, please. Who we finna go home and lay with? Who finna get wet for him? Where your manhood at, my boy? Hazel Hamilton is behind the stage. Hazel Hamilton, do me a favor and type in the chat, please. It will not let me add you. It's only saying edit name, kick from studio, or ban from studio. Hazel Hamilton is the name that is showing up. If you would like to come up and give your testimony, that is fine. But yeah, Auntie Loretta Brown, come on, baby. You already know. We don't know about women deal with a man like that. Another man, hold on. They sent me a PM. Hold on. Okay, Miss Hamilton, you sent it into the PM chat. Um, I'm trying to let you up, Miss Hamilton, and it won't let me let you up. I done forgot what you need to do. Ask Miss Peterson in the chat. She could tell you because he used to do her the same way, and I don't even think she know what to do. So, again, if there's anybody else that would like to come up and give a testimony on tonight, shout out to the Buzz Squad, shout out to the Bushwatchers. Y'all do me a favor, please, 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 and thank you. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. If you would like to come up again, I have dropped the link and share your testimony, or just say hello tonight. Maybe you just in a good mood and you just want to be friendly with us, baby. Hazel Hamilton, again, it will not let me let you up, baby. It's not even giving me the option to put you on the screen. I don't know how that go, what that mean. But I thank everybody on tonight for coming up and listening to the testimony. Miss Sanders, we are what? Happy, glad that God saved you and brought you and your kids out of this situation. It is currently 10:27 my time. Hold on. We got somebody else behind the stage. Hold on, y'all. Let's see who else wants to come up right quick. Okay. All right. It won't let me let them on the stage. It says, child, I push button until it worked. Okay. Well, Miss Peterson say that's what she did, y'all. She just started pushing buttons until it worked. So, with that being said, I'm not gonna hold you guys all night. I think the testimony that Miss Sanders gave us was more than enough. If you're just coming in the chat, please, please, please replay game. Make sure y'all hit that like button and run us up over here. This testimony was so powerful. Please share this testimony with people so that they can come over here and listen to this powerful testimony for themselves, the goodness of God and how God will bring you out. If you know someone in your family who is currently going through a domestic violence situation, if it is you who is going through a domestic violence situation, do the footwork and God will do the plan. Do the footwork and God will do the plan. Hold on. Okay. Good night to all you ladies. May you be blessed, and I will see y'all tomorrow. And tomorrow it is gonna be what? Messy Friday, baby. The niggas got money, baby, and Cherry want it all. Good night. Oh my god.